Hey Funketeers, Sean here with Soul Circus. This week's upcoming gigs include a road trip to the Hoosier Mothership, a boat trip, and a South End crawl. Thursday night, we invade the levee at the River House. Check out their new boat docks, 8 to 11 p.m. Friday, the Funk Train pulls into Indianapolis, Indiana at the Fireside Brew House, 9:30. And Saturday, we bust up the asphalt on New Cut Road at Spectators Bar and Grill, 10 p.m. Stay tuned to Shooting from the Lip with Kevin and Greg for more Soul Circus dates. And remember, if we don't love you, baby, then grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up, everybody? Kevin Hale up in the Shooting from the Lip house tonight on this Wednesday night, August 10th, 2016. Kicking it up here with my shooting stars partner in crime, the one and only Greg Unthank. Gregory, what is up with you?
Not much, buddy. Just average Wednesday night. Just hanging out here at the crib after a long day's work. Get ready to do this Shooting from the Lip thing. I enjoy it.
Yep, so do I. Here we are again on
my
this.
My favorite time of the year, man. I'm sitting here watching the NFL Network. You know, football season's getting ready to start now, and I love the football.
Can you stomach watching preseason football?
Dude, I'm watching training camp practice videos right now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'll stomach all of that.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah, I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame a few months back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, I love it.
Very cool. Very cool. Social media, you can find our shows on iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe to those pages, please. We are on Twitter at The Shooting Lip. My Twitter at KevinHale423. Greg's is at Greg_Unthank. Please like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Again, this Wednesday night, live via Blog Talk Radio. First up, Greg, we got to hang out Sunday at the Camp Quality Kentuckiana benefit, the Country for the Kids benefit show at Wicks in New Albany. A lot of great bands, a lot of great people. It was cool because you got to meet some people that you knew by name.
Yeah, I got to see some bands that I've never seen before. Got to meet some people, and they were all very cool. You know, people were saying hey, and I was saying hey back, and it was really neat, man. And I look forward to actually getting out and seeing them some more. You know, and hanging out, and I got to spend a little bit of time there, but not as much as I would like to. But it was a great event. Things went really well as far as the turnout and the amount that they raised for Camp Quality, and that's what it was all about. You know, everything that happened that day was for the kids. So that was a great event. And yeah, man, it's good to see people turn out and do stuff like that. It's I'm always down for things like that.
Absolutely. There was a lot of great bands. The event was hosted by Jake Badger, WildWood. It ended with Caribou, guys that are near and dear to you. We got a nice shout out from Bill from Caribou. He acknowledged being on the show last week and how fun it was and mentioned you and I by name. And that's a cool thing. So
cool. Good people. Good people.
Yeah, good people. There was a post that our friend Shannon Moert, TalkSmack Promotions, did today that kind of touched on local music scene as far as the people who are 40 and older. And you saw the post. She got a lot of responses. Without getting too deep, basically, she was saying that the older guys in town laid the groundwork, if you will. They didn't have the luxury of social media and, in some cases, cell phones.
Yeah.
They had to rely on, radio, newspaper, and print newspaper.
Making flyers,
flyers.
And posting them up on telephone poles, and postcards, mailing them out with a mailing list that you would collect when you played out. People would come out, sign your name. Up here on stage, we have a book. Put your name down, and we'll send you a mailer on where we're playing next. A lot more work had to be put into to that. There were a lot more places to play back then. The music scene was really more prominent, and not that I'm a veteran by no means. She stuck my name in there, and I appreciate that. But heck, man.
Well, no, see, you're trying to be humble there, Greg. No,
not really. I mean, I'm on the pavement that they made. There's guys like, there's Paul Penny and Midnight Special and all those cats that played in Louisville back in the '60s and the '70s and stuff. And in the '80s, I started, and that was like mid to late '80s, and I wasn't nothing but a garage band, And I'm just playing in bars in Louisville.
You've got over 3 decades worth of playing, so
that's true. Yep.
And so you've been there, done that. You get it, know it, you respect it.
Yeah.
Without getting too deep, is today's local music scene. It's a different vibe, because definitely don't want to call anybody out or cause quote unquote controversy, but there was some issues Sunday, and depending on how you looked at it, there was a form of disrespect. I don't think today's local music scene is in touch with the past, and that's what I think Shannon was trying to convey. Your thoughts real quick.
Yeah, I think that's probably, I'm sure that's what Shannon was conveying. The new guys, and it's not really their fault. People are younger, and they don't really know about the past and the people who started playing, in Louisville, and what they done and where they played. And, as a whole, as a musician, we all started playing for the same reason. That's for the love of music. We all, as an artist, we're all artists, and we have a common bond, and you should respect each other, as another artist, and as a person, as a human being. You want to treat people with respect anyway. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Our talent is a gift, to be shared with people to enjoy. We took the time to hone our talent, but it is a gift, and we're Tony McElwain, Tony, him and I grew up together. He made a statement a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. He said, we just play music in Louisville, Kentucky. That's what we do. Tony's a very humble musician, very humble, and he's very respected. When you're humble and you're talented, you automatically get that respect. Some of the most successful people that I know are the most humble and respectful people. People who play, on tour with big time people. I'm lucky enough to know they are generally the most humble and nicest people I know. And really, to end this whole thing, there's a cliche saying, but it's so true, and it's something that all of us need to keep in mind. The toes you step on now might be attached to the ass you have to kiss later.
Wow, I hadn't heard that, but I like that one. That.
It rings true, and I've seen it happen.
Well, you know what? And this is a topic that I do want to discuss further with you, because again, what I have seen and experienced, when it comes to these benefits, especially when you got a band who is, say, in their 20s right now versus another band whose members are in their 40s or whatever, that age gap, there's it's a point of discussion that I think we'll have, and let's maybe plan that for next week.
And real quickly, let me say, no matter what the age gap is, no matter if the younger band has ever heard of the older band that's been playing around for 40 years or not, you still treat one another with respect, be it the older band treating the younger band or the younger band treating the older band. If there's an issue, you handle it like adults. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've done that. Whenever there's been issues, I could bring up, issues of myself. And I'm sure there's people out there who may listen or people out there not listening that can say, "No, hold on a minute, Greg, I remember when." But, you live and learn, you get older and you realize things, you try to move on. But yeah, Shannon was correct. It's a cool thing for the younger bands to maybe go back and check out some of the guys that played back in the day. I think actually
I'll leave it. We'll leave it at this. We'll leave it at this. I think when you're doing a gig or a benefit, and there's a handful of bands, every band should take the time out for a split, just a split second or a few moments to kind of get to know through social media, whatever, who's on the list. So you have an idea. I just think that's, when I was a little dumbfounded when people were saying I'd never heard or this band.
Yeah. There's a lot more people out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there you don't realize,
Yeah, that's true. All right.
A lot of factors involved.
You're right. All right. Let's get our party started. We're bringing on Jack. What is the quick Jack bio? Where have you come from to where you are today? after you were born in America.
Well, the Camels went all crazy, and basically I'm from a little town in Trenton, Ohio, and got sick of that. About 19 years old, and I accidentally kind of got in a cover band, like at 19. Some people just kind of wanted to hear me sing or whatever, some friends of a friend, and I ended up being asked to be in the band, and I would show up and set up all the lights and the light gels and all that stuff, and I would do 2 songs a night, and they would give me $5. And I thought I had made it. You know what I mean? I could go out and buy some beer or whatever, I thought, well, holy crap, girls talking to me and everything. I sang Purple Rain and what was the other one? Call the Personality. So anyway, as time went on, I ended up, that band was called the Juvenile Delinquents, and it was just like, it was a complete, Juvenile, but it was just completely, it was everything. I mean, I was actually a backup singer, dancer. Me and this other guy that was in the band were backup singer dancer guys. And so this was like 93. So right about then we were doing like, a bunch of pop pretty much and classic rock. And then, out comes Pearl Jam and the Stone Temple Pilots and all that. And I could do that, and I was that age, so they were like, "You just sing those songs," and I was like, "Okay." Well, then, boom! Suddenly, I'm the singer of the band. So, time goes on. We still did everything. So that's I've always been very variety. Anybody that knows me or has come to see me, especially nowadays with my acoustic shows, I'm very variety oriented. So, I started with that, and that band was all sequence. Like it was all click track, everything, the whole band. At one point, we didn't have a bass player; it was the computer. So it was just complete entertainment and fun and stuff like that. So that was my first taste of getting into music and all that, as far as trying to make a living doing it. And it was, like I said, in the early '90s, and we had a house gig every Friday and Saturday in a place called Grumpy's in Fairfield, Ohio. It's for like a year. I mean, we just knew we had the gig, and we'd make, a couple $100 a piece, and it was awesome, man. It was just that was our place, man. We packed it every weekend with the same people playing the same songs. They loved it. They wanted that. They liked it. You know how people are. I'm the same way. I like Kroger brand gummy neon sour gummy worms, you know, and that's the only ones I like. And I'll drive to a different Kroger to get them, you know, even if it's the same damn worm.
That's a great line.
But yeah, you know, and then, yes.
How long have you been in the music scene? Are you as ancient as Greg?
Yeah, people would think I'm younger than I am, and I'm not worried. You know, I'm actually excited about being, you know, whatever you want to call it, right about now. But I'm 42. Well, I'll be 42 September 6th. So
you're a baby, Jack.
I've done it. Well, I've been doing it like full on, like nonstop. Well, not nonstop, but pretty full on since I was 19. So that's, you know, that's a while.
Long time.
Over 20 years, yeah. Okay.
And like, I guess 5, almost 6 years of it was on the same circuit that the Pygmies are still doing. That's how I kind of ended up in Louisville. I was in a band called Spit Shine 9 out of Cincinnati, and we would cross paths. We would play, like, heck, we'd be at Club Spinnaker, and the Pygmies would be over at La Vila next door in Panama City for spring break, stuff like that. We'd, you know, be playing different fraternities in the same city and just crossing paths. And so I did that whole thing from what I remember of it.
That's a good experience, isn't it?
It was
a fun experience.
Yeah, it was fun. I've actually been offered recently to try that again, and I don't know if I could do it. Man,
right.
That's kudos to like Cam and all that, and Chris, and especially Cam and Chris, because you know they've been doing it from the Pygmies. I've done that, and that's nonstop. That's like even more than. And not taken away from any huge artist or anything, but that's like touring for life. Like it's just like they don't not you know come back and do a reunion tour and blah blah blah. Them guys are just not stopped. You know. Yeah,
there's something to be said for comfort at our age. We want that comfort, man. Sometimes you're not so comfortable on the road.
Oh no, it's a rare breed. I mean, it's only a certain. It's a certain type of people. I mean, when I was in Spitshine, I had a bass player, a bass player that was basically my mentor. I mean, at the time, he was in my first band. He was in the first band. He was in my second band. And I went on the road. We needed a guy. And I said, I'm going to get this guy because he's my dude, you know. And I thought if anybody, he could handle it. And he couldn't handle it. He freaked out on the road and, like, he had to quit.
Yeah,
it was bad. I was like, wow, you know.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I did, but yeah, I mean, no, I don't know. Nowadays, I'm doing the solo acoustic thing, you know, and I play with some people here and there, but man, I just love it. I mean, I sit and say, wow, I could have done this the whole time. I wish I'd have, you know, whatever, but.
Yeah, the only people you got to argue with is the other people in your head, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
And sometimes the ones in your head wins, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, let me ask you. I'm long-winded, and those people are probably longer-winded sometimes. So.
Let me ask you this, Jack. I remember seeing you play for quite a while, and the first time I seen you play. You know, you had the makeup thing going on.
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
For real?
Tell us. Yeah. Tell us how that whole thing started. Who you were with? Because you got kind of known for that. You were like, you know, I would run into people. They say, yeah, man, I was out the hill and there was this cool band playing, and this singer, man, he had this makeup on, and man, he was wild. He was dressed all cool, you know. Kevin Jack would, you know, he would wear, you know, some really cool garbs and wear some makeup, and it was his own thing, man. It was really cool, man. So how did that all come about?
Yeah, it was a thing that kind of like, I know people, the thing that always stuck in my head, people would be like, well, I don't like that kind of music you guys play, but for some reason I like seeing you do it. For some reason that whole that whole presence and that whole character that ended up being kind of made people feel, I think, well, I can't get much crazier and weirder than that guy. So I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay to have fun tonight. So people were able to let loose. You know what I mean? It was like a free pass to a free freak pass. You know, I was the fucking, you know, like the, hey, you know, here we go. You know.
Yeah.
But, honestly, it was back when I was on the road. I was in Spitshine 9, and we were doing, like I said, you know, like the Pygmies were doing. We'd be gone for months at a time and just be either shacked up in hotels or band houses or with girls or friends in whatever state, just kind of taking a few days off and going to weird clothing stores and buying weird clothes. And then my drummer at the time, he actually passed away about 12 years ago from, you know, some whatever ordeals or whatever, bad things, you know, just say no. He would egg me on. He was like a little older than me, and he was in a band called Lipstick back in the 80s, like, and they kind of almost had a deal and was just total, like, just glammed out. And he had leather pants and all that stuff. And I never had leather pants, and I never wore leather pants. And I was like, can I wear your leather pants? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, holy crap.
Can I wear your leather pants?
Yeah.
That's a great line to ask a guy. I want to try that.
Hey, can I just wear your leather pants?
Exactly.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But,
no, it's not.
But yeah, you know, I was like, I remember that. I was like, man, I remember we were in Cincinnati, and I remember playing not in jean shorts for once, and I was like, these are cool feeling. I feel like fucking Jim Morrison or Kiss or somebody, and I wasn't, you know. And then it just started getting worse. You know, he'd be like, I had hair back then. He was like, cut all your, get dreadlocks, and I put dreadlocks in, and then he'd be like, shave your hair off. Everybody's cutting their hair off, and he'd be like, here, put this eyeliner on. And he'd like egg me on, and like just, you know, boredom on the road, I'd start like just add more to it, and then people would be like, that's cool, chicks would like it. Chicks dug it for the androgynous thing for some reason. And they would bring me clothes. They'd bring me, here, we want to see you wear this, dresses, and strippers bringing me clothes to wear and stuff like that. And I'd wear it, man. I'd wear booty pants and freaking boots, and I just didn't care, man. There was places down there like in Jackson, Mississippi, it'd just be like 2 or 3 strip bars full of strippers at our show, just like Motley Crue shit, you know, kissing me on stage with pills in their mouth and crazy shit. So, and it was just boredom, and you know. And then I got up here, and I'd kind of messed with it up there. I moved up here in like the late '90s, and I got in Whatever Will actually. And hold on a second. Got in Whatever Will, and they thought, you know, I love them to death. They, you know, I look up to some of them guys to this day. And, you know, Frank Green and Scott Clark, and I try to look up to Scott Clark, but Donnie Highland and Sean Kennedy and Jason's still, you know, they're still doing it. But anyway, I was like, okay, you know, they were like, we got this guy or whatever, and he'll do this. And so I was like, okay, I put it on even more, and I started making like a character. And actually, do you remember the band Orgy?
I do remember that band, yeah.
I mean,
they were a national band, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking that's the next word I'm going to hear in this conversation is where we've gone. Orgy would be just keeping it going. Thanks, Jack. But you know what? On this show, we can go there. Living the rock and roll life. Go.
But they wore a lot of like heavy eye makeup and was bringing that glam thing back. And that's the first band that Korn signed onto their own label. So I was like, well, they must be cool. So. And the drummer guy that was agging me on back then was into them. So in the transition, I was into that band a lot. So I was into them, and I was into Marilyn Manson a lot. And they had just came out. Honestly, they had just came out. So I was like, well, that's cool. I was like, I'll step it up like they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
it's always cool.
Record. Yeah, Jack, for the record, it's no longer egging you on if every time they suggest it, you do it. It's just that's the next thing you do.
Yeah. Look, I'm trying to play it off like it's not my fault.
Exactly.
They enabled me.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what was
what other
Jack? Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
No, I was going to ask what other bands, after Whatever Will. I know you did Speed of Sound. Is that right?
Well, actually, Speed of Sound kind of was that wasn't me, but that kind of came from 90. It was 99 MPH.
99. That's it. 99 MPH.
Yeah. Speed of Sound kind of came out of that. Well, it didn't come out of that band, but it was kind of a result of that band. That's a weird story too, but a cool story. 99 MPH. That was like in town when I spent, really made, I lived at Phoenix Hill. I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, we just tore that down. I mean, for lack of a better term.
Pretty much.
But
so you played with Regan? Was that Regan in that band? And Steve Osborne? How many reincarnations? Was Jeff in that?
Well, it was me and Jack Hall and Regan Calhoun the whole time. And we had, it came from a band called The Unknown. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
Dave Frazier. Yeah, Dave Frazier and
I played with Dave.
Chris Allen and Stuart Luckett. And so it ended up being a 4-piece. So it was Chris Allen. We turned it into 99. Chris, something happened with him, so we got rid of him. And we picked up Craig, that was actually Craig Brumfield, that was in Spitshine 9 with me. Being a 5 East and different bands. So.
There's a Cincinnati connection then.
Yeah, awesome.
Is that right?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, Craig's cool. He's a great player.
From Dayton. Yeah, I've worked with Craig for, he's the guy that, spent all the time in Spitshine with me on the road and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then for a brief moment, Scott Clark was in the band as the lead guitar player. I shouldn't laugh, but he would laugh with me and then kick me in the nuts. But right after that, we got Steve Osborne in the band as for like the 5-piece.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. We ended up having to kind of let Scott go or whatever. And let's see.
Lots of in and outs then, right?
Yeah. I think we kind of took a brief break, and then we got back together, got Craig again, got Steve. Steve got kind of, got weird and stuff, and Craig couldn't do it anymore. And then we got Mr. John Huffman, who plays with Big Rock Show now, was with Fire Department and all that good stuff, and Sweet FA, and Van Halen, I think. And he kind of
he's a true rock star.
That was that was cool. It was a different version because like the other guitar players we had, like Steve and Craig, we did a lot of the 90s and the 2000 music like Korn and yada yada and all that stuff. And with John, we went more straight rock and yout because that's what he does, and that's what it just commands. So
yeah, the thing about John, man, is he's a great player. Not only that, he poses really well. He can give you the guitar stance and the pose and the face. I can say that about John, man. John and I grew up around the same neighborhood. We're South End boys, so we know each other well. So, John, he's got the monster faces, the monster rock star faces.
I'll tell you that much. I felt like, fuck, sometimes I was like, God, John, calm down. I was like, I'm tired. Because I just felt like I was like all wild and crazy and junk, and then I started getting like, which is a whole other story. I was drinking a bit too much and probably just being too tired or whatever. And he's over there on the ground humping his guitar and flipping back and forth with his shirt off, and I'm over here like trying to keep up with him. I was like, damn, man. Sometimes it was like he would push me though. You know what I'm saying? He would push me. Okay, well, I gotta vamp it up, or else I'm just gonna look stupid over here. John's over here freaking out.
Jack, what were some of your influences musical guitar guys?
Well, I mean, mostly, I don't know, I'm all over the place. I grew up listening to a lot of R&B and gospel music. Actually, I was not allowed to listen to rap or rock or anything like that secular that wasn't Christian until I was.
So did you grow up in a Southern Baptist home like I did?
Man, mine was weird because I did, but my parents, like my uncle Everett my dad's side of the family is from like Pikeville, Kentucky, and my uncle Everett was like he was a Baptist preacher and stuff like that, but my dad didn't. He had that ways, but he didn't go to church and stuff. But that little those back tones of you can't do this and you're not supposed to do that still came through in his way.
Well, back in that part of the state, that's really all you've got, though, Southern Baptist. Even if you didn't go to church, that was kind of like you knew that's the way things were anyway.
Yeah, that was the law.
Or at least that was the religion that was mostly prominent in that, Appalachian, that area for sure.
So I grew up on a lot of gospel and just like R&B, R&B gospel, and then like I started, got in like junior high, and I started sneaking. I remember, like, just real quick, I had Beastie Boys, License to Ill tape.
Yes.
These all cassette tapes. I had 5150. I had Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation, and I had Warrant Cherry Pie, and I think I had either Pyromania or Hysteria from Def Leppard. And I had a paper route, and I would put them in my Walkman, and I would jam on my paper route, and nobody'd know or whatever once I got into it. And my dad found them, and we had to go out in the garden, and he made me burn them actually.
I grew up the same way. I mean, I had to hide my musical preference, and the fact that God, let's give props to the Walkman. We don't get to mention a Walkman on this show often, but that's real. That's
Dude. Dude, I want to give props to the Paperboy, because I did the Paperboy and the Walkman thing, just like he described, man.
Dude, that's
and
like,
I want to go ahead, John.
Yeah, that's like the equivalent of being like a biker nowadays and just losing yourself on the bike. You just cruising, throwing papers.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
Yeah, good stuff.
But yeah, shoot, I lost my train of thought there. Sorry, I do that sometimes. Where were we at?
When did you, based on your glam look, when did you go through the Boy George phase?
The Boy George phase. You mean like start listening to stuff like that, or when did I?
No, dressing like that.
Okay, this is.
We're tapping into something here, Greg.
Well, no, I thought of this earlier.
Do you really want to hurt me?
My granny, okay, was just a big, bless her heart, I love her. She was like the hero of the family, and she kind of not raised me, but just had me a lot, you know what I mean? And she was the Elvis nut, just like a lot of, folks were back then. But she was just Elvis. I mean, there's a picture of us, me and my mom, when I was 3, I think, standing at the gates there, probably months after he died, standing at the gates of Graceland, like me and my granny and my mom and me. It's like, okay. But she would like dress me up in Elvis outfits and gaudy stuff, and she had all this costume jewelry around and wigs and weird stuff, and she'd be gone or doing something or go to bed, and I'd be in there like putting all these rings on and posing and doing like Elvis and stuff like that. I guess that's where kind of a lot of it came from, honestly. I remember, so. And she would ag me, well, there we go. She'd ag me on. But I'm blaming Granny. But actually, I found an 8-track tape years ago, and it was I had it switched over to CD for my family for a Christmas gift. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. It's an 8-track tape. Remember the big, like, console, like, furniture, big piece of furniture radio?
Oh, yeah, man. My mom had one of those.
You could plug a mic into it. It just had that little crappy little microphone with the little quarter. I don't even think it was 1/8 inch or 16th inch, whatever. Maybe it was
you could put like 50 albums in it, and then the turntable and stuff. And it's a big piece of furniture.
You could
crunch a storage cabinet on the end of it.
Yeah, dude, it weighed like 1,000 pounds and would kill you. But you could plug in a microphone into it, and you could plug an 8-track into it, and you could get like 8 tracks, and she would have me sing. And I found this 8-track, and I'm, I think, 4 years old, and she's got me singing The Gambler and all this stuff, and I'm whining. I'm going, "Oh, Granny, I'm tired." She's like, "You're gonna sing it." Telling me, getting mad at me, making me sing it. I'm like, "Okay."
Great.
You just hear the desperation in my voice. She's like Joe Jackson and me. I play this strip club, Michael Jackson.
So where's Granny live?
Do what now?
Where did Granny live at that time?
Where did Granny live? She lived up there in Trenton, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm from. Yeah. Yeah, we was all in the little hometown there.
Yeah.
Cornfield town, man. Little bitty cornfield town.
Jack, Greg just sent me on Messenger a picture of you from October 2011. You do have the eyebrows painted. You got the makeup on the around the eyes. That's probably a
scaled down version. That's probably a toned down version of what you used to do, right?
Yeah, I kind of made like a catch-all generic version because I used to change it a lot. I would change it sometimes every night. Shit, sometimes I changed it every set. But I did. There was times that I was just so into it, or we was partying, or for lack of a better term, couldn't sleep. And yeah, I was bad there for a long time ago. But yeah, we would definitely. Sometimes I would change it, during the set or whatever. Or I remember one time I was running behind, imagine I was always late, but I was booking it down whatever the main drag going to Bardstown is. I was just playing a place called Opie's down there. I was running late, and I forgot my makeup, and I had a Sharpie. And I'm driving, doing 70 with my knee, putting makeup on my face with a Sharpie, on my eyelids and everything. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm putting the shit on my face. And I'll deal with it when I get there, because they're going to get mad at me, because they were already mad at me about being late. So
that's dedication right there.
But man, that sweated out of my pores before the set was over. The Sharpie didn't stay on. But yeah,
the Sharpie didn't stay on?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
So
now I know, in case I want to go there.
Yeah, in case you're having to cruise to Bardstown real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Steve Johnson, right? Fire Department Steve Johnson, singer.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He used to work at the old Steinerts over there that burnt down the old
the bartender. I remember that. Yep.
And we would sit there and talk at the end of the night, because he's just got stories and stuff. And
I bet.
Actually, when Huffman was in the band, the three of us would sit there at the end of the night and just wind down, and we'd talk about writing a book. Man, there's just so many stories. I mean, I know you guys got stories too, but it's just, I love that stuff.
No, I know. Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah, actually, sometimes I get to the point where I tell Greg, I'm like, Greg, enough with your stories. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun reminiscing.
It is. Actually, that's all he does. It's like a reunion tour for Greg. Yeah. It's a family reunion. of some sorts where you guys just reminisce, and it's good stuff, because there's a lot of history, with you guys, and
well, we're not even even if we didn't experience it with one another, we can relate. We all got a related story.
Yeah, because it's probably safe to say, Greg, you're kind of there. That there's that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We could find you, Greg. You can be attached to a lot of the local musicians here. Within actually not even 6 degrees. It's probably 3. Within 3 people, you've slutted yourself out to play with.
I can't argue with that.
I know you can't
argue with that.
Yeah, baby.
That's it, man. Yeah, baby.
We everything perverted. Every perverted word we can come up tonight with, I think we have. And I just wanted to remind you, after Orgy, Greg, you brought up In and Out, which kept really my mind going tonight. So thanks. Yeah, living the rock and roll. See, I get to live the rock and roll lifestyle vicariously through you, players.
You do. Little do you know that.
I know.
You are.
Little do I know. Jack, as we're rounding third and heading for home, share with us your upcoming gigs that you got lined up, and your social media.
Okay, well, let's see here. Right now I'm doing every Tuesday open jam at Hoopsters in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is really cool. It's on 10th Street. It's really cool restaurant kind of feel, sports bar kind of feel, but just open jam. Bring guitar, bring your tablet, bring your phone, lyrics, whatever, stuff like that. Let's see, Friday. That's every Tuesday, and it's pretty cool. A lot of people showing up. Let's see, this week Friday is kind of a cool show. Diamonds in St. Matthews, Diamonds in the Highlands. Sorry. They're having the Puddle of Mud concert and all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I seen you were doing that. Yeah.
There's a
band.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a friend, Don Kimberly, that's been helping me a lot with doing scheduling, like with my pictures and promo and stuff like that. She works with the Pygmies and a band that the Pygmies have kind of been helping develop, which is called Loxley. And it's got a female vocalist. Yeah. They're really cool. It's their kind of debut in town, so
cool.
I'll be out on the deck while they're playing, so it's going to be fun. I'm going to kind of stagger, where I can see them. Saturday, I'm at it's called Maxwell's House of Music now, over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. It was Mom's, but they have a park in between the buildings there opening up. It's going to be called Harmony Green, and the ribbon cutting is noon, so they're having the mayor come down and cut the ribbon and all that. And I know myself, I'm playing a half-hour set, 11:30 till noon, and then Indiana Joe and Arrow, a few other people are playing. So, and then Saturday night, I'm at a place called 812 Bar and Grill in Sellersburg, Indiana, from 9 till 1 in the morning. So I'll have a long day.
Is home Indiana for you?
Yeah, right now it is. I'm out out in the country.
Where you at, man? We're at in the country.
I'm real close to Dean Lake.
Oh, okay. I was out there. I was out that area today. I was in Salem today for my work.
Okay, yeah. I'm out here.
Yeah.
It's a friend of mine's house, actually, and it's really cool. He's lived here almost 10 years, and it's honestly always been my kind of go-to getaway spot, and he's my best buddy.
Yeah, it's cool out there.
And
what is that, 62? Highway 62, is it?
60.
60?
Yeah, I think, is it 60? 62, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 62. Yeah, I like it, man.
Driving me crazy working on it right now. But,
yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I got in that today.
But yeah, it's nice out here. He'd asked me to move in or whatever. I was getting ready. I'd moved away for about a year and stopped drinking and everything and moved back and yada yada, which is a whole nother story. And regardless, about almost a year ago, I was getting ready to get my own place or whatever, and get, restarted and what about all that stuff. And he had asked me to move in out here to help him out with bills. And I was like, living in my country paradise getaway? Sure. So I'm just loving it out here. It's just really nice.
Very cool.
Laid back. Cool. And I can go out on the deck in my underwear and, do frequently.
Day or night, right?
No.
No.
Well, yeah.
All right. Social media. What's your social media connections there? Okay.
Well, I have my Facebook page, which is just, under Jack Brizendine. And then I have Facebook. I have a just called Jack Brizendine Acoustic. I guess it's what they call a fan page. And that's, I don't have the URL written down for some reason. Actually, hold on 1 second. I do.
We'll post those. But
okay, and then I actually I have a website that I've just put up, and the link for that can be found on my Facebook page and all that stuff on both of them.
All right.
But
cool.
I just my friend Dawn and helped me, or well, she put the website up for me. It's pretty cool. It's just straightforward. You go there, it's got schedules and some pictures and videos and no frills or whatever. You can message me and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm always on Facebook driving people nuts. So
there it is.
I always mean well if that helps with anything. I always try to be positive.
Jack's going to get the last word in. If Jack's going to get the last word in, it was the word nuts, Greg. So that takes us full circle on this freak show that we have going on here tonight.
Yeah. Good thing my 14-year-old boy didn't hear that. He'd be running that everywhere.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. But Jack, man, you came on and you killed it tonight. Definitely thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me. Just get a hold of me anytime.
Cool, yeah, Jack. Nice to hang out and talk to you, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good, guys.
All right, bro. Take care, and we'll check you out. I'm going to come and check you out soon, so want to meet you.
I will be around, man. I'm always around. So.
All right. Have a good night, man.
You guys, too. Thank you.
All right.
See you.
Jack Brizendine, singer, acoustic guitarist. Yes, Jack. Have a good night, brother.
All right, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Greg, moving on with the show. We've had my man, Gary Asher Jr., Blackbird County. He's been on hold. I'm going to turn his mic on, jump right into the next segment. Gary, what is up, man?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Good. Got Greg.
Gary is a junior.
He is a junior.
Yeah, it's junior. I am a junior.
Yeah, I got to meet your brother for the first time.
I'm sorry.
Sunday.
Yeah,
I was too, but we
will not hold that against you, Gary.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't even have to tell you, do I?
No, we'll treat you like your own person, and we won't try to prejudge you, or anything off of him.
Everybody does. I'm used to it by now. But once they get to know me, they're like, "Man, you guys are nothing alike."
No, I love your brother, man. Hi. I love it.
Yeah. Tell us, G-Man, what are you like? Tell us about Gary.
I'm the much older, much more laid back, less offensive version of my brother. If that makes any sense at all.
All right. The interview is it's nice to talk to you. I want it over the top tonight, Gary, and you're not. I don't think you're gonna. Yeah, but no, continue. So
no,
you are the older. How much older?
Oh, I'm quite. I'm 10 years older. I'm 10 years older than Drew.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't have guessed that. I mean, geez. Oh, wait a minute. How old are you?
I'm 34.
No way. I would have thought. Man. I was guessing late 20s, man.
Oh, so well, that's sweet of you. But no, I'm old, man. I've been doing this a little while.
And how long have you been doing it?
Well, I started playing out maybe 5 years ago. Seems about right. I went for a long time without playing gigs, and just kind of playing at home. And then decided that wasn't fun anymore, so I wanted to go out and start playing gigs, and so I found some guys needing a guitar player.
And you've been kind of full force with it ever since then. I know that you've gone to Nashville and try to, do that thing out there, every once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, Nashville is Nashville, and you either love it or you hate it. I'm not the biggest fan of Nashville because and not I don't want to knock anybody that does it, but like the thing that they do down there isn't my thing. So I mean, it's not mine either.
Not mine either, but still to go out there and do it, that shows that you've got a lot of ambition.
And when you can when your peers can respect what you're doing, it's cool. But that town just kind of chews up people and spits them out, and it's just a machine,
It sure is. Yeah. Now, didn't your dad an influence in your playing? I would assume so.
The weird thing about my dad is, he was an influence. Before I was born, he was a session guy down there. He was a session guy in Nashville. When he graduated high school, he moved down there about 3 weeks after he graduated, and he was 17 at the time. So he jumped down there when he was 17, got him a little apartment, and started knocking on doors and saying, "Does anybody need a session guy?" And so he got a few jobs down. Now this is, you got to think, this is the 70s when you could still do this kind of thing. And so he went down there in the 70s and started knocking on doors, and he eventually got some house gigs and he got some session work, and he made a living like that for a long time. And then start going out on the road when people would hire him, and play with some big guys, and made a lot of money, but got in a lot of trouble, because it was the 70s. And then came back home, I guess, after he kind of burned himself out for, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 years, and then he met my mom and they got married. But during that time, he learned a lot of lessons, and he's more of my influence on the music business side of it and like the backstage side of it than the playing, because he's a drummer, and as a drummer, when I was a kid growing up, he just brought home a Pearl export kit and said, "Here, this is yours now. Learn how to play it." Never gave me a lesson, but my first instrument, a lot of people don't know, is drums. And I play drums. Good. I do anything else. Yeah.
Here we go. Why do we it always comes back to drumming with Greg? I mean,
you want to know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why. Here's the deal with drummers. If you are a drummer and you want to, some people want to stay in the back, some people want to play drums, but if you're a drummer and you have that desire to be out front, you go buy a guitar and learn how to play guitar. That way you can be out front. You don't want to be stuck in the back all the time. So that's what I did. I was like, you know what? Drums are cool. I'm glad I know how to play something. All through high school, that's what I did. I was the go-to drum guy because nobody else could play, and I could play. But then I got out of high school. I was like, no, this just ain't good enough. I want to be out front and standing up.
The narcissist in you came out. You realized who you were. That you got tired of looking at yourself in the mirror, and you wanted everyone else to look at you. Basically, is what you're saying. Exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie. There has been a few times where people have. I look at myself a lot. I'm not even gonna apologize for it. There was a show at Spectators one time where they got this big mirror out, right? They got this big mirror on the side of the stage, and I stare at myself the whole time when I'm playing.
Nice.
And I just like studying what I'm doing. And then the next gig, we were playing in Evansville at this really cool bar called Backstage, and I'm not lying. One of the guys in the band had his girl bring a full-length mirror to sit in front of me because they didn't have a mirror at that venue.
That's cool. That's cool.
So yeah, I'm a narcissist. I admit it. Most people out front are. I can safely admit it. I'm not ashamed of
it. So with that said, is the stuff in your genes legit, or do you have to
Oh, it's taking an evil turn. It's taking a bad turn.
No, we gotta. Go ahead.
I've never had another guy ask me this question, so.
Well, I'm a straight guy, but I'm a straight shooter too. Thus the show. So I mean,
totally understandable. But my response would be, y'all come out to the show and find out.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great response.
I'm a very confident guy.
I'm sure. Now, Garrett, are you married?
I'm not married. I am with someone, and we've been together for a while, but we are not married yet.
Okay.
Okay. But I want to be pretty soon. So.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Just for all your female listeners, they can go ahead and turn it off now. I'm unavailable.
Well, yeah, I was like, you know what? See, that's when God, Greg, that's when I got to learn.
Both of you all, both of the female listeners can now know.
We've got a few, Greg, and that's when I need to mute his mic. I don't want people to drop because I heard that collective. It was a buzz. It was like a buzzkill moment. We were going so good.
I think I could be wrong, but the other three guys in the band are all single. So they got that going.
Now, isn't there a female in the band too?
She lives out of town, so she's around sometimes. She's not around all the time.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm looking at your I'm looking at your group. Your fan page, and I see the 3 people. So that's the 3 of our eyes, I believe, is what's on there, and something like that. Yeah.
I'm a different color than everybody in that picture. I don't know what was going on. I look like Native Americanish.
You got something. You got a face going like you just. I can't tell if you're singing or you just climaxed. So, or both.
Oh, it's that one now. Oh, okay. It's that picture.
It's that one. Yeah.
He's always going there. Always.
Yeah. Why not? Why can't I, Greg?
Hey, smoke them
just because it's unfiltered don't mean you have to use it.
Well, I prefer.
This is an internet radio show. Greg, on this show, unlike FM, AM radio, we can say the 7 FCC no words. Just saying.
That's true. That is true.
We can.
You can say whatever
Please
the hell you want.
I'm still trying to get past the asking the guy about his pants. I'm still trying to get past that.
It doesn't mean I'm gay.
Right. It's felt.
Hey, I'm not judging you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging you.
No, the girl, she makes it out to the cover gigs usually, and when we do the original stuff, she has her own thing going, and so that's where that's at. I mostly write all the songs all the original tunes that we do. Like this past Sunday at the Country for the Kids gig, we did mostly original stuff, and that's my thing that I enjoy the most. So I pretty much sing all those.
Nice, and that's a nice segue. I was getting ready to ask this next question of your set list right now. How much is original? Because let me preface this, and I'm going to throw this actually out at Greg. Starting tonight, or actually we're starting with this show, Greg, when I upload it tomorrow, I am going to add at the end some original music by local bands, because I am such a fucking fan of original music. Gary, I'm gonna reach out to you. You got original music that you can shoot me some files. I'll add to it. Because to me that's the real thing. And no offense to the guys that do the covers. Right. I respect that, but that whole creativity to create something where it's your thing, it's your baby, and because when I go to a gig, if I'm okay with not knowing a single song, But if I feel it, then you got me all night. You got me all fucking night.
That's what it's all about. And just like you said, I don't knock anybody doing the cover thing. I do the cover thing sometimes. I prefer to do my own thing, of course. But for a long time, I had all these songs that I wanted to write, and I had all these things I wanted to get out and do my own thing. And Louisville is kind of going to a cool place now to where you can do that around here, and it's acceptable. For a long time, it was, you had to do top 40 stuff and radio hits and stuff like that. Now, I mean, there's bands who are playing their own thing, and people are digging it. And the cool thing about it for an artist is you could do your own thing, you could sound your own way, you can say your own stuff. But the great thing is, with your fans and your family and your people that back you, it gives them something to kind of get into as well, and it becomes like a family, and it becomes not just a following, but like, I don't know, kind of like a movement of like these people who are all like behind this band or behind this artist, and that's what's really cool about it. And that's what we're trying to do. We're pretty brand new at this incarnation of the band, to where I'm singing and I'm playing original songs. This is kind of the first time we've really put ourselves out there full time, and so far it's been really received well, and I'm really glad.
You sound the band sounds great.
Thank you. I think a couple years ago it wasn't going to happen in Louisville. If you wanted to go out to a gig and play all your own songs, people just wouldn't care. And I think now the tide is turning a little bit, and everybody's like, okay, I dig what's going on now. I don't want to say everybody's tired of hearing the same stuff, but I'll say everybody's tired of hearing the same stuff. There's only so many times you can hear the same cover songs. And then when somebody comes out with like a fresh, set of their thing, everybody's kind of, okay, I can get behind this. This is cool. And so I'm really digging what's happening right now, and I'm glad that I get to be around for this.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm glad people are kind of getting tired of the same old stuff. That way, something new can happen.
Right.
It needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's and I'm maybe not maybe on the defensive side. I don't know necessarily. As a fan, I'm tired of it because, for me, I'll go listen to a lot of bands, and some bands, like you're part of Spare Change Millionaires, Greg, and you guys, it's basically an 80s cover band, right?
Yeah,
80s, right, or some 90s maybe. Yeah, and it's great. And then you go listen to someone like Kirby's Dreamland, which is they're covering everything. I mean, 70s, 80s, 90s, today, what's on today's radio, and that's cool. I mean, I'm totally okay with it. But those guys, you, Kirby's, I know those guys, I know you guys, and I'm a fan of you all. So Greg, you can be back here, faking it like Milli Vanilli, and I'll still be rooting for you, brother.
I appreciate that.
How would you can't? How would a drummer fake it? You can't really, can you?
You'd have to put some. You see these shows sometimes, the Academy Award shows, like the Country Music Academy Award shows, and other type of award shows. Sometimes the bands don't even play. They're playing. The singers are singing the karaoke music, and the band is up there faking it.
Yeah, it's sad.
The drummers,
it's so sad.
The drummers will have these. They'll have these soft.
There are still music acts that go on tour and totally lip sync their gigs. I mean, there's still pop acts that do that, and that's and actually,
there's got to be.
Isn't that against the law in some states? I think it is. No, I'm serious. I think in New York or New Jersey, you can't do that. I had to Google that.
I didn't know that.
I think that's right. Yeah, because I think I don't know, back in the day, somebody did it. I think it was like Madonna or somebody did it and got busted by the state for doing it. But anyways, again, judging by your old face, Gary, on your on the Blackbird count, stage, I don't think you're lip syncing. Just saying.
No, I don't think I would do it well. Anybody who's seen us live before, I don't stop moving, and so I don't stop moving around. And sometimes I don't make it back to the mic in time to get there, and so you'll get the back half of a word before I get back to the mic, and it's a flaw that I've perfected. It's I don't stop jumping around on stage, and it's a lot more fun to watch me than probably listen to me sometimes.
No, I actually think no.
As long as it's entertainment.
In fairness, no, I think it's both. With you, seriously, it's both. You got your voice is great, it's solid, and you are charismatic up there, and you know, I know it's a compliment. You know what? Stop with the whole. So with the stop. I'm not trying to hook up with him, Greg. I'm just complimenting him. I can respect that.
I'm not judging.
Yeah. So anyway, so what is right now project wise for you personally and or the band? Where are you all at right now? What's the next thing?
I'm trying to write a whole bunch of new songs because everything that we had written previously was I guess it was decent stuff, but they're a couple years old or older, and I was sitting here at the house playing them one day and going through songs for the gig that we played on Sunday, and I was playing through everything, and Lindsay was like, you know what, those songs don't sound anything like anything that you would say now. And I guess some people would take that as a put down, but I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. And it kind of brought me to the drawing board, and I need to write a whole new batch of songs that sound like something I would say now. I mean, these songs may have been something I said a couple of years ago, or a feeling
that's a good
couple
point.
Of years ago, or something like that. Yeah. But now,
so wait a minute. So are you saying that the current girlfriend wants you to stop singing about the ex-girlfriend?
The good thing is there are no songs about ex-girlfriends. Here's the thing is I've never written a song about a real person, so that's good.
Oh, okay. Well, that is good.
I can't do it. I can't sit and write a song about a real person.
So you're not right. So if you're not writing about a real person, then you're not writing about a real experience.
No, I've read a lot of books. And I watched a lot of television, and I've seen my friends do a lot of stupid stuff, and so I'll incorporate those stories, and I'll keep.
So, are you saying that there's at least one song in your repertoire that's strictly about porn?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, well, I mean, it's if you watch it. Yeah,
I'm
there's probably, Greg, there's probably going to be some parts of this interview I will chop off only because I don't know what the hell
I'm sorry to disappoint, but
no, it's okay. But
I think most of the songs now are going to be about actual things, where the past songs weren't about anything real going on, and I'm going to try to change that now and say some real stuff, if that's all right with you guys.
It is quite all right. Actually, why don't you write a song as if you were in your drumming days? Looking. Here's a good. If you were the drummer, all right. This is you as you who you are now, but go back to say you were drumming. How would the drummer Gary see the lead Gary?
The drummer Gary would hate the lead Gary's guts. I mean, that's what the drummer Gary would want to be the guitar player Gary. That's what he would want to be, and he's like, I can't stand that guy, because I'm not going to say that's how my drummer feels. I don't know. I've never asked him, but he might.
But he might. That's cool. Greg, let me turn it back to you. Has there been times during any of your gigs where you just kind of got lost in the moment and said, I really wish I was up there on the mic and not back here?
No.
Any? Ever? Never?
I can honestly say never.
Garrett,
never,
Greg,
ever.
Stop.
Never.
Not
never,
a little,
ever have
little
I ever
diva.
wanted.
You have no diva.
No, man.
You.
I have never wanted to be out front singing or playing the guitar.
That's bullshit because you know what? I'll bring up the elementary school story.
Well, that's when I realized I didn't want to do it. That's when I realized I did not want to do that.
Yeah, I guess there are sometimes guys don't want to be out front. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't relate to that at all.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, I've never had that. I've always felt in my own little world behind my drums and felt very vulnerable out front. I mean, I'll step up and say a little something in the mic or bring somebody up or acknowledge somebody after a song or a set, but I've never actually wanted to get up there and show off or perform like a singer or a guitar player for sure.
I wonder if that's what happened with Dave Grohl.
What's that?
Ooh,
I wonder if
Dave
that's what
Grohl.
happened with Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
He could have just
what hell to do
for somebody else.
But yeah, he's just fucking talented. I mean, the guy was A-list drummer, A-list guitar player. I mean, so.
Well, you guys might not know this story, but I read a lot of articles all day long about music and whatnot. And when Nirvana ended, Kurt died, Dave Grohl got approached by Tom Petty to play for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. He got approached to be the drummer for the Heartbreakers. And he did a few gigs with them. He did a few gigs with them because I guess their drummer was gone. And Tom Petty offered him the job, and he said, well, no, I'm going to try doing this other thing I got going, and started the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So, and then that's that. So
the rest is history.
The rest is history, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He was, I actually watched this YouTube just the other day. It's funny we're talking Dave Grohl, but Rush is my all-time favorite band, and I happened to check out when they were finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Greg. It was Dave Grohl and what's his name? Tyler, the drummer.
Taylor Hawkins.
Those two.
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Hawkins. They inducted Rush. They were they were the ones that inducted. And so it's just hearing stories on how, bands and, influence, because you think you take someone like Grohl and Hawkins. I mean, those guys are just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear them tell the stories on how, they're air guitaring and air drumming to their idols, that's a cool thing. And that's one thing that, Gary, I'm going to you know what? I don't want to put you on the spot, and you know what? I will cut this out. But, Greg and I know you wouldn't. So, and it's all good. And so if you want to comment, please do. If you don't feel comfortable, don't. But this is what this show is. At the beginning of the show, Greg and I talked about, you're familiar, Shannon Moert with TalkSmack Promotions. Yes? Okay. Yeah. Okay. She had a very cool Facebook post today where she referenced how the bands today who are the members who are like 40 and over kind of set the stage for a lot of, the local thing. What is your mindset? Have you done, are you familiar? Let me best way to phrase it. Are you familiar with the local scene when it comes to bands who've been there and done that before you?
Man, I mean, I know some of the guys, and mostly I don't. I kind of live in my own little world in a way, because I guess most of them are doing the cover thing, and once again, not knocking the cover thing. When I go out, I go see cover bands, but I just don't know many of the guys. I can tell you two of the guys who I really know and love are both drummers. They just both happen to be drummers, and it's Earl Mason from Smoke and Bill Wyatt, who played with Edgewood and Kenny Warren Band. I love those guys. Great fellas. And I happen to be in bands with both of them. Right. I happen to be in bands with both of them for a while, in my, earlier when I was playing. And the cool thing is they really, showed me a lot about going out and playing different venues and knowing what to do and what not to do, and more of how to present yourself when you're off stage, or how to prepare off stage for the gig, how to rehearse when you got to learn, 50 songs, to play for 4 hours. And they taught me a lot about that. And so, I'm very grateful to those guys. I don't know as many as I would like, I guess. And mostly I've been in the country world. I haven't really played any in rock stuff. And, but the thing is, we're all going to be that age one day, and there's no reason everybody shouldn't help each other out. Help out the guys that are coming up and playing behind you. But the cool thing is, I've had nothing but good things to say about any of the older fellows who have talked to me over the years. I have only good stories about it. I've never been burned by anybody. I've never been treated badly at all. So, I'm it's all positive, in my opinion.
As it should be.
It should be.
And I think I've only got to speak to Greg on one occasion, maybe two occasions, but Greg's a heck of a guy, friendly fella.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah, you came out and sat in with us when I was with Soul Circus out at O'Shea's one night. We had a good time. Yeah.
So
I remember you had two girls on each arm. You had a girl on each arm.
Wait a minute, he had two girls on each arm?
I fixed that. I changed that.
Girls on each arm.
That's fucking rock and roll. Gary, I
changed that. He had a girl on each arm. He had two girls with him. And I was like,
well, no, see, now I'm losing respect, because I would think G. Ash would have two on each arm. So Gary, don't let me down.
Man,
tell him. Say it was four. It was a fivesome.
That's in Kevin's world. That's in Kevin's imaginary world.
Oh my God, Greg, jeez.
For the sake of internet radio, I'll pander a little bit, but I'm really not a rock star in real life.
See that I'm gonna cut out, because I can't afford to have this segment to be less than over the top. I need TMZ soundbite.
Oh, okay. I could do TMZ. We can do that.
Okay, yeah. Exactly.
I'll say, man. Whatever Greg gave me that night, I don't even remember what happened. It could have been four of anything on each arm. I don't know.
Greg gave me whatever Greg gave me. That's
yeah. I'm gonna blame Greg for it all.
Right. I appreciate that.
Now I have to
at
do
this point. At this point in my life, I'll take that credit.
Let me as we're rounding third, that's like my little phrase, rounding third and heading for home with Gary, I got to bring in Greg, one of our co-hosts, my Friday night co-host. She subs for us during the week. The lovely blonde bombshell, Tiffany Mac, is joining us. Tiffany, what's up?
Hey, guys. Just
Tiffany.
outside listening to you and watching stars. What y'all doing? Sound like you're having a little bit of fun.
We are.
Yeah.
Gary, you got to look Gary Asher up. Blackbird County. He's a rock. It's country music, but he is a rock star. He has a female bring a full-size mirror to his gig so he can sing and look into the mirror. I respect that. That's a lead singer to me. Just saying.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And if
Now,
anybody wants to bring them, we can line them all up. I love mirrors.
Exactly.
I'm a little confused, but okay.
Wait a minute. What are you confused about, Tiff?
That just
What are you confused
sounds. Well, it sounds like somebody who likes to have a. No. It sounds like a guy who likes to have a mirror above the bed to me.
Ooh,
I just like
Gary?
looking at myself when I play guitar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So
Whatever
Gary,
turns
for
you
the
on.
record, she just posed a question. At night, when you go to bed, do you see yourself when you look up in the ceiling?
It's a tray ceiling with a fan going full blast because it's got to be real cold in there. So
no mirror on the ceiling is what I'm getting at.
No, but you know what? Now that you mention it, I don't know why I haven't thought of that before.
Oh,
See,
well,
we're on to something.
Yes.
Yeah, I might have to have Kevin come over and install it.
Okay.
Oop.
Well.
See, yeah, Tiffany, you've totally missed this segment. We went I think we kind of went by on a couple of our lines tonight, but that was just Greg. Anyways, Tiffany, you're outside. Are the meteor or comets? Are they shooting stars going on tonight? What's going on outside?
I saw one.
Isn't it isn't it this week? This week is the
I saw one.
comet.
I'm sitting out here on the porch and saw it.
Well,
are you serious?
Yeah, I really saw one. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
This is the night that brought me to you, Kevin and Greg.
I wish I could see him. I'm here in town. I don't get to see anything like that because the lights from town. I can't. It doesn't show the stars very well.
I'm in J-Town, and I can see one earlier.
Yeah.
All right, Tiffany. Before we let Gary go, I'm going to let you ask a last question of him. What would be something that you would like to know about this diva, as you can kind of probably gathered, who likes to charismatic narcissist on the show, but he stamps those with, gives me the okay to say that. What would you like to ask her? Yeah, ask her know about Gary. Tiff.
Well, let's see. Did you already do the round of shots?
We really didn't, so because we're like we're about 3 minutes left in the show, so I want you to ask one question. You can do any question you want to ask. It could be a round of shot question.
Okay. So Gary, let's set this up real nice. Okay. So I'm in the audience and I'm wearing a short mini skirt with high heels and a booby shirt. Okay, I'm one of many in the crowd, right?
Right.
Right. What would I have to do to make you pick me out at the end of the show?
Wow.
Wow. Well,
how does she get backstage? Basically, what she's saying. I like that question.
Yes.
I'm gonna be real honest. This is probably not what you guys want to hear. But
tell them the truth, Gary. Tell them the way it really is.
Come on.
The way the
answer it is if your girlfriend is not listening to this show, Gary.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're in a relationship, there's a big difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, he's still a rock star. She gotta accept what he's all about. But go ahead. Let's hear his answer. Yeah, hypothetical.
The thing is, okay, hypothetically speaking, this would not happen these days. But here's the thing: if that was something that y'all wanted to have, y'all wanted to happen. I'm the kind of guy who doesn't. I don't know. You would have to impress me somehow that wasn't like all the other people that frequent the bars, If that makes any sense?
Yes.
Oh,
so
we just put the ball back in Tiffany's court.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's how it is. You know.
So you want to know? So he wants to know
Yeah.
how I would make a difference. Okay, how I would be different.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's just say that a woman in my position is able to take care of a man.
Okay.
Well, switch that question to me real quick.
Greg, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, Greg. Play the game.
Buddy.
I'll tell you what you would need to get backstage would a Big Mac and a large fries. A Big Mac and a large fries.
Yeah. You know,
and a medium Coke.
I am a woman of means. I could get you that.
All right.
Good.
Well, that's it.
Well, it's just about I've always said this. You get asked this question a lot, and I've always said if a girl wants to be with me after watching me play guitar for 3 hours, I'm not exactly sure if I want to be with that girl because
she's a keeper, dude. She's a keeper.
And I'm not talking about her specifically, but I'm just saying, in my experience. And so I'm real leery of it, And but being a straight man.
Yes.
Sorry, Kevin.
I don't know.
No,
Kevin. Hold your horses there, buddy.
I'm sort of upset that I missed the beginning of this.
It was different. I'll just say that it was different.
Wow. Okay.
But
okay.
You tried, Tiffany. I'll give you that. You tried.
He still didn't answer.
I feel like I'm shooting her down hypothetically. So I guess I'm really bad at playing this game.
You are, because I'm married, and it's really not going to happen. So it's all right.
I know.
I know. It's hypothetical.
Yes.
I would say about 15, 18 years ago, I would say all you would have to do is be you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's
Greg.
sweet.
How about that?
Okay, here's the funny thing about Greg. When I gave him a hug, he was right breast level with me because I was like 6 foot.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you didn't motorboat those, Greg?
He didn't motorboat them. No, he didn't.
Well,
should have motorboated him.
Probably because my husband was right there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's respect. He was the husband.
Back to the respect thing. Back to the respect
exactly.
thing.
I think
Greg,
what I've run into playing is I don't mean to be a I don't.
Sorry.
A lot of times when I play, I kind of shun everybody who tries to act like that, and some it makes them try harder, and some really pisses them off. But
there you go. You make them fight for it, don't you, buddy? I know.
Well, I mean, but I've never been into that, so it's just not my thing.
Well,
and,
Gary, let's throw this out there. Does the girlfriend go to all your gigs?
Yeah, pretty much. I like having her there.
Yeah, no, and I know. I've seen her pic.
Good answer.
Beautiful.
Good answer.
No, she's beautiful. Yeah, but it's and I do throw this question out to the guys who are married or with a significant other. How tough is it for the significant other to sit back and watch?
Boy, let me answer that one. Let me. Oh my God.
Both of you can answer it because I think I'm like I kind of actually feel for him because Gary, Greg, you guys got to do your thing, and you are playing to the crowd, and there's going to be a chick or two or a dozen that thinks, Gary, that every song you're singing is to them, and they're going to react to it. How do the significant others deal with that?
Well, I know that since we've been together and since she's been out and seen me play, I haven't given her a reason to be upset. I'm real respectful. And of course there's going to be girls, especially when you're, alcohol is involved, girls who want to, get close to the band or, talk to you in between sets or something like that. And I'm always trying to think ahead, if somebody comes and approaches me or if somebody is, getting a little too forward. And I don't put myself in that position, but I'm not mean about it. I'm not a jerk about it. But if they cross the line, I shut them down real fast. And I try to do it in a nice way.
You sound very professional.
Right. Well, I have, we have 4 kids. And,
there's a big difference.
Yeah. And, we're not in our 20s. And so this
exactly.
is, this is real life for us. And, music is awesome and music is lovely. But at the end of the night, I'm not going to another town. I'm not on the road playing. I'm going home. And the person I'm going home with, I want them to be happy. So
there you go.
I do what I can to make them happy.
That is
now,
awesome.
With that being
Kevin,
said,
let that be a lesson to you.
I'm not confided to a significant other, so I don't know what the lesson would be. But
I will say that Lindsay takes very good care of myself and our family and everything, and so it is very much a give and take as far as she makes me happy, I want to make her happy. She makes me feel secure, I want to make her feel secure. Because when we go out to bars, and I'll tell you a good story, I'll give you a good example. We go out to bars, my girlfriend's hot, and she gets hit on all the time. And because I'm not with her,
she is very attractive, yes.
Yeah, she's a very attractive girl. I'm not with her because I'm on stage, right? So guys don't see a guy beside her. Guys see her and girlfriends hanging out.
Exactly.
So here's a perfect example. I was playing at a gig. I was playing guitar, and there's a guy who's hitting on her, right? I see it go on. I'm on stage. What can I do? So everything's cool. He's not being super inappropriate, but I see him talking to her. Break time comes. So the music's going, the break music's going. I run to the restroom. I grab a Coca-Cola Classic. I come back. This dude's standing behind her, and she has real long hair, right? So she doesn't know it, but he's like behind her touching her hair. And he doesn't know that I'm behind him watching this go on. And so I walk up. I'm not the hugest guy, but I know how to handle myself. And so this guy is standing behind my girlfriend, touching her hair. I walk up behind him and start running my fingers through his hair. So
classic. Oh, well, perfect.
That's not where the story ends.
Keep going.
So,
keep going.
I have done that.
So I go and so I go back up on stage. I tell I run my fingers through this guy's hair, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is this your girl?" And I said, "Yeah." I was real, let's say firm. I said, "Go ahead and take 3 giant steps back." And our keyboard player is 6'3", real built dude. He's a personal trainer, so he's standing behind me, and he's like nodding his head. He's like, "Homeboy, I do what he says." And so the guy backs off, right? And he's had a few drinks, I can tell, Right. So I go back up on stage. We're a couple songs in. There's a lot of people on the dance floor. Everybody's dancing. And so this guy starts dancing behind my girlfriend. Same guy dancing behind my girlfriend. She's sliding over, trying to get away from him. He follows her. She slides over again. He follows her. She turns around. I'm seeing all this from stage, right? And I guess he thinks because I'm on stage and I can't do anything about it, he has his chance to kind of go dance with her. Little does he know I have the worst temper. Other than Sean Shelton, I got the worst temper in this probably music scene. So he grabs her by the arm when she goes to walk away from him, grabs her by the arm. At that point, I take my butterscotch blonde Telecaster, throw it behind me, walk up to the guy, punch him one time, and he's on the ground.
Yeah,
this is the true story.
During the set.
During the set.
Wow.
During the set, I just walk up and punch him in the face.
Oh yeah.
Well, you warned him.
I'm not going to say what bar we were at, but it was here in town, and they have asked me back to play since, so I'm still in good standing there. The bouncer came and grabbed him up, took him outside, and everybody was happy. I walked back up to retrieve my guitar and finish. The band kept playing because, they're professionals. And I walked back up. Everybody had a stunned look on their face, but sorry for ruining your Black Panther party.
All's well that is well, right?
Well, you just called out. Called out.
I don't believe you. I thought that was awesome because I swear you give them a chance and then they prove you wrong, and then you go and you let their ass, and they're like, "Oops, maybe I shouldn't do that again." You taught them a great lesson.
Yeah,
and I thought that's very stand up because you gave him a warning, and then he proceeded to be a dick. So I think you did great.
Yeah,
chivalry is not dead.
It's not dead.
Chivalry is not dead.
And it sounds like your girlfriend didn't want that she didn't want him hanging on her anyway.
No. She's a very respectful person when I'm playing, and I don't know, if you come out to a Blackbird County show, don't touch any of our women. That's the lesson.
I think that's a good idea.
Wow. There you go, people.
They have their T-shirts on. I hope they have their T-shirts on so you can identify them.
Yeah, we should do that. Like an armband or something.
Do you have merchandise, Gary?
I have a little bit. We're going to have a lot more here soon. I do got T-shirts. Yeah. And next time me and you see each other out, I give you one. Just remind me that we're going to be at the same place at the same time. I'll bring you one.
All I want to know is your face on the merchandise, because that's the only way I'll accept it, being, taking this whole bisexual vibe thing to another level.
Wow.
All right, I'll play along. I'm a Gary Asher fan. I like his sound. I like his music. And
obviously you like his jeans.
I like his jeans. Whatever's in there.
I need a shirt with just my beard, my hair and my beard.
You have a cool. You actually, the beard rocks. His beard rocks. Garrett or Greg, you know that.
I try.
Yeah.
I do like
Tiffany, I think I sent you the link for them. Did you check out? Did you see who we're dealing with?
Looking.
I know you're hearing.
Yep.
He's looking. He's a badass with the beard and everything. Could you imagine that beard and that mug getting off the stage and knocking somebody out?
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to watching.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen as often as I'd like. I get a lot of frustration out that way, but I don't know. I don't want to get arrested either. Not again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, it sort of sounds like my husband. Like, Chris and I will go out occasionally. We've got 2 kids. We don't go out often, but when we do, if somebody hits on me, he's like, "Dude, that's my wife. Could you just step off?" And then if he doesn't, that's when that's where my husband shines, because luckily he hasn't had to deal with the second stage of that. But I think you're a cool cat. You're a cool cat.
Thanks.
Yeah, and the girl has a responsibility too to kind of say, "Look, I'm not interested enough as."
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
And I'm a lucky man. She does that. She can handle herself.
Yeah.
At the same time, if I get to get off the chain every now and then, I'm all for it.
All right. Gary, tell us.
Yes, sir.
Where are you going to be at next, and your social media?
Well, social media is real easy. It's Blackbird County is our Facebook. We have a Blackbird County website. That's just www.blackbirdcounty.com. But, I don't think people go to websites really much anymore. But we have it, just in case you're living in 2004.
I do.
No, we do the Twitter thing. It's all just Blackbird County. We're fortunate that nothing else had that name. And so everything that we have is Blackbird County. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know what else. We got all that stuff. Mostly what we do is the Facebook. I think that's the easiest thing to mess around on.
You go. Well, go ahead. Gigs. What's the gigs?
I was going to say we actually don't have anything booked. We played a handful of things recently. We don't have anything booked because we wanted to we're kind of taking a step back, redoing a lot of the original songs. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but when we play, we don't play a lot of. I'll go ahead and say it. We don't play any bro country in our set.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of y'all. But if y'all do, that's y'all saying, love you. But we don't. I'm not good at it. That's not my thing. I'm not trying to hurt any feelings. But I play a lot of old stuff, or I'll play a lot of stuff that is like the guys I like right now. Stapleton, Sturgill Simpson, Jason Isbell. I'll play all that kind of stuff. So we're learning a lot of those new songs, and we're writing our songs. And so as of right now, we don't have anything booked. We just got done with a round of shows.
Cool. Very cool.
Cool.
Gary Asher Jr., man, came on and killed it tonight, Greg. And I think he's a nice guy. He's a nice looking guy. I can say that. Doesn't make me not great. Greg, why you gotta you call me out in front of our millions and millions of fans?
I'm just messing with you, man. I don't mean it. People who know me know that I don't mean it.
It's okay to love each other, guys. It's okay.
It's okay. Exactly. It's nice. I mean, we can hug each other with
Kevin, not. Right. I've hugged Kevin every single time I've seen him.
I'm a hugger. I love the hug.
Yes, and Greg, you haven't met Tiffany, but I'm telling you right now, or Gary, you haven't met Tiffany, but once you see Tiffany, you'll want to hug her too. Just saying.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
Tiffany's a very smart person too.
Tiffany. We like Tiffany for her brains before her looks, and that says a lot because she's got some looks.
You're so full of crap.
Who, me or Kev?
Both. I think I like Greg's response a little bit better. It sounded more sincere.
Okay.
It was very sincere.
Tiff.
Tune in on Friday nights and listen. Tune in on Friday nights and listen to Tiffany, and you'll find out.
Gary,
yes,
what's your take on the whole paranormal thing? You into the paranormal? You like ghosts?
My God.
You follow?
Yes.
Listen, check this out.
I love paranormal stuff.
Hold on. Tiffany and I do a live paranormal show on Friday nights. That's how diverse.
I'll check that out.
Yes, I'll shoot you the links, man. We have, Tiffany, speak up. We have fucking grade A guests. We have national guests on our show.
That's awesome.
International. What are you talking about?
Yes, we've had people who've been on Ancient Aliens, people who've been on Destination America. I mean, we have a legit Friday night show. And Hangar One, we kill it on our Friday night paranormal show.
Monsters in America?
Yeah, so Tiffany, while you're talking, hold on, Gary. Okay. Tiffany, segue. Tell us real quick, promote Friday night for us before we shut this down.
Well, actually, I guess that is a good time. So our Friday night show this week is on something called the Afterlife Healing Circle, how anyone can contact the other side. So it's actually not specifically on seance, but it's on maybe spirits, a lot of the paranormal, and then also like reincarnation, and then how to actually contact spirits. So it should be interesting. I don't think I've ever done a show on seances, so this will be a new step for all of us.
I can't wait.
You have a lot of, people think of Ouija boards and stuff like that, and it's a little scary, a little intimidating, and the unknown is terrifying. So we'll see how it goes, but we're excited. It's a little bit of a step away from our alien and ET norm. So it should be cool.
Yeah. So Gary, I'll shoot you links for that Friday night show. But what were you saying? You and the
Well, I was gonna say,
Wow.
Lindsay and I, we are so into like Edgar Allan Poe.
What?
Oh yes.
Really?
Oh yes. We got.
What about H.P. Lovecraft?
Oh yeah, but we just got back from Baltimore, and we did this Edgar Allan Poe like kind of like thing where we went to Philadelphia, and we went to Edgar Allan Poe's house in Philadelphia, and then we drove down to Baltimore and went to his house in Baltimore and where he died and all that kind of stuff, and so we're really into that dark kind of stuff. And it's funny, this is y'all the first people who I've ever got to talk about it with. But if you go through like my Facebook, my personal Facebook, you'll see all that kind of stuff. We went to the gravesite and all that, and then we like Hitchcock films. Like we're real into like that kind of dark thing. So that's right up our alley.
You know what?
Oh well, it gets crazier than that, buddy.
Yeah, G Money, Gary Asher. When Tiffany and I are trying to coordinate some not investigations, but going out and going to certain paranormal hot spots locally, I'll reach out to you because the more the merrier. That would be fun.
Yeah, please do. And my wife wants to go too. She wants to go to Waverly.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We'll all do it.
You know what? Yeah. We're actually, we can do that. Shooting from the lip at Waverly Hills, bitches.
That'd be awesome.
Now,
I have been to Waverly.
Yeah, I've been to Waverly when I was about 15 or 16 years old, before they had gotten in there.
Before all that stuff became popular. Yeah, that's when I was there.
Yeah. And right. I mean, it was still like, all broken down, and nobody had like fixed it or blocked off anything, and it was awesome.
Right.
Me and my buddies went in there with a video camera and just videotaped the whole thing, and it was a lot of fun.
Did you have they renovated since? Is that what you're saying? Or
they've done some stuff to it.
They've done stuff to it.
Yeah, when they put the haunted house there, and they did all that.
Right.
Yeah. But back you're talking late 90s, they hadn't done any of that stuff yet. In the late 90s, when we got in there, we got chased off by the security guards or whoever it was. But it was real dangerous. I mean, there were big holes in the floor, and there were big holes in the ceiling and stuff like that. And it wasn't anything like it is now.
That's who I was actually with. I was with a security guard. His job was to go around like once a night, walk through the place, and I knew the dude, so I got to walk around with him.
Yeah, they used to ride around on ATV.
You want to hear something really funny?
Sure.
My great-grandmother used to work in the cafeteria there.
Oh, wow.
She said she had lots of experiences.
Yeah.
Now, see, I've never met anybody who's known anybody that works there. I'm like, this place was
my great-grandmother. Yep.
I was like, this place was in, Valley Station, PRP area. Yep. How do we not know anybody who was there?
Yeah, my grandmother, my great-grandmother lived in Donata Gates or something. Let me think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yep. Over
I'm from that area.
Gary, check this out. Seriously. And I know Greg. God, I'm sorry, Greg. We're keeping you up later than you wanted to be. Here's the truth. The live portion of our show shut down at 11:30, so this is all after show stuff. But we're having a good time. But Tiffany, real quick, share with Gary the paranormal experience that just highlight what you're dealing with right now, because it's
that gets
no.
See, you're gonna make me seem like a crazy person.
Well, no, it's not crazy because I know you. I know you're legit.
I know
you're not full of shit. So, but he will respect. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am an experiencer, which has a few definitions, but the definition that we're going to go with is an ET experiencer. I have a lot of issues that stem from contact, and I've just gotten in the past year comfortable with saying it, even though there's a lot of people that I don't mention it to. But, people in my close circle, they know that I'm a stable person. They know I worked for the Department of Defense. They know I've places that have had stable environments, and then all of a sudden I come up with this. And it's a little shocking, I'm sure, but, you know, it's something that's become part of my life. And this is how Kevin and I had met, along with Greg. And it's like our dirty little secret that Kevin and I share. And my job is to teach people about the world to come and the world that is now that you don't really see. So it's Friday nights can be very interesting. They can be very entertaining
awesome.
as well. Yeah. So, but my experiences have really sort of connected Kevin and I with a sort of a higher echelon group of people in the community, and it's just like we're shooting for the stars right now and shooting from the lips. So, you know.
And now let me ask you a question. Have you watched Stranger Things on Netflix?
You know, I did. My husband, you know, it was one of the things, like he does not approve of this field at all. He doesn't like it because he can't do anything about it. But he came to me and said, we've got a mini series that we have to watch. And I was like, whatever. And it was Stranger Things, and it has to do with contact with children and how Netflix, the world is changing. And on Netflix, yeah. And you know what? It was good. It was not completely like my experiences, but I will give it. It was good. I'm not sure if they're going to do any more, but if they do, I'd watch.
Now I'm more of like a conspiracy theorist that the zombie apocalypse is really going to happen.
I don't know about zombie apocalypse, but six
something
people
like
trying
that's
to
happen.
eat you,
I'm going to
maybe.
prepare myself. I'm going to go ahead and prepare now. We have.
So you're a prepper.
We have a lot of pistols in the house, and we're ready.
Yep. Well, me too, honey.
My plan is get to a Walmart because they have guns, ammo, food, everything you need should be at Walmart.
All right, Walmart. Walmart is going to. I got to. The East, yeah. All right. I think, Greg, are you still there?
Greg doesn't sound
like it. He gone.
Did he go?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're here. All right.
Know
I know.
Greg,
he's got.
Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
What?
I think that your plan to go to Walmart is going to be a very bad one because you'll be too late by then. I think that you should stock up now.
You think so? Well, my parents are kind of doomsday preppers in a way, and so if I can get over there, if I can get the 10-minute drive over to their house, we'll be good for a few days. They got a whole basement full of supplies.
Well, my dad, he likes to. When I was 5 years old, this is the best activity I ever did. I started making bullets. Okay, it was amazing, and I didn't even realize that it was child labor. Yes. I was making bullets at 5. Yes, I've been making them my whole life. Yes. Yes.
What the hell kind of parents has their children making bullets? Tiffany.
My dad was a cop. My dad was a cop after he, when he moved back up here.
But did he make you make bullets?
I've seen him make bullets. I've never done it myself, but I've seen him make bullets.
Yeah.
I
loved it.
Okay.
I had so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.
Terrence. Boogrie. Terrence.
because I'm out, so, so that would work. And I got the lipstick, and okay. I have all the jars, dude. They're nappy, dude. Oh boy.
damage that you do.
Hey guys, this is Jake Badger from WildWood. Join us this Friday night at one of our favorite hangouts, Gerstl's in St. Matthews. $5 gets you in the door. We'll be playing from 9 to 1. Come out and see us. And thanks for listening to Shooting from the Lip.